The Prince Harry court case has exposed the absurdity of the legal cost system, the legal theatre that's so extravagant it makes a West End production look modest, the spiralling, some might say ludicrous, legal costs in the UK. And the case study for this, Prince Harry's £38 million legal battle against Associated Newspapers, where solicitors' hourly rates soared to a staggering £740. This isn't excessive, this is outrageous. This is exorbitant, and the legal profession should be excoriated for its chutzpah. Are these people really worth £740 per hour? For what? What are they actually doing? I don't think you could put in £740 worth of words into an hour. This is nonsensical. It's outrageous, and this makes law inaccessible to ordinary people. And Keir Starmer, who was the Director of Public Prosecutions, who was trained as a lawyer, should feel ashamed that his profession is charging such sums for what? For posturing, for a little bit of memory work. £740 per hour. One imagines these solicitors are not drafting briefs but chiselling them onto gold tablets. To put this into perspective, the median UK salary, £33,000, could evaporate in less than 45 hours of such legal labour. This is a price tag not just for justice, but for an elite performance in the courtroom's most exclusive theatre, and it's outrageous. This puts the law beyond the pocket of any ordinary person. Judges Mr. Justice Nicklin and Judge David Cook mince no words, branding these costs manifestly excessive and capping them at a more modest 4.1 million for the claimants and 4.5 million for the publisher. Still, let's not kid ourselves. This budgeting merely underscores the absurd baseline from which these cases start. The case features a star-studded cast. Fine. Prince Harry, Sir Elton John, Baroness Doreen Lawrence, Liz Hurley, and many others. The allegations, breaches of privacy are so outrageous they include claims of burglaries in order to obtain information and planting listening devices. Associated Newspapers dismisses these as lurid fantasies, but if true, one must ask, how did we arrive at a legal system where determining the truth costs as much as a Hollywood blockbuster? That is where the real fault lies, I suggest. The judges rightly note that these claims are at their core simple. Either the articles in question stemmed from unlawful information gathering or they didn't. The law is clear on remedies, yet simplicity has no bearing on cost in high-profile litigation. Why? Because high-profile cases attract high-profile lawyers with high-octane fees. It's legal theatre where the performers, not the resolution, steal the spotlight. And this absurdity extends far beyond Harry's case. It exemplifies a system where justice is increasingly inaccessible to all but the wealthiest. That's not justice that's blind. That's justice that's piling in the gold, that's stoking up their pockets with money, weighed down with wealth. For everyday people, such sums are unimaginable, leaving them with two choices: avoid litigation entirely or face financial ruin. Meanwhile, legal costs balloon unchecked, becoming their own mini-industry. This is the sort of thing that Dickens, that W.S. Gilbert were ridiculing.
Ever pondered about the accessibility of our justice system? Is it a playground only for the rich and powerful? Let's delve into this question today by discussing the recent legal battles of Prince Harry. His fight is against the giants of the British tabloid press, a fight that he has chosen to wage not just for himself, but for the countless individuals who have been victims of unethical practices by the media. Now imagine the cost of such a battle. The legal fees, the court proceedings, the time and energy spent on drawn-out cases. The numbers are staggering. They are so high that they could be seen as creating a system where only the wealthy can afford to fight back. It seems like the justice system is designed in a way that it becomes a privilege of the rich, a privilege that allows them to stand up against the powerful corporations. The exorbitant cost of justice is not just a hurdle for Prince Harry, but it is an insurmountable barrier for the average individual. The common man, who may be facing defamation or privacy invasion, simply doesn't have the resources to take on these billion-dollar corporations. The price of justice becomes an unaffordable luxury for the masses. As Professor Tim Wilson points out, this case has exposed just how financially draining it is to seek justice. If Prince Harry, with all his resources, struggles with the cost, what chance does the average person have? This isn't just about one person or one case. This is about the fundamental question of fairness, accessibility, and accountability. No one should be priced out of justice. Everyone should have the right to stand up against wrongdoings and hold the powerful accountable. But is this possible in the current setup? Is our justice system truly accessible to all? The justice system, it appears, is a luxury that only the wealthy can afford, doesn't it? This, dear listeners, is a question we should all be asking. It's a question that demands our attention, and it's a question that requires us to act. Let's remember, justice delayed is justice denied. But justice priced out of reach is justice denied too. Prince Harry, a royal figure, took a stand against the British tabloid press. But why? Let's delve into the story. Prince Harry, a man of royal lineage, found himself in a legal tug-of-war with the British tabloid press. The crux of the matter? Unethical media practices. And this isn't just a tale of a prince and a press. It's a metaphorical mirror reflecting a broader issue of media accountability in our society. Prince Harry's battle against the British tabloids wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. It was provoked by a series of incidents that revealed a disheartening pattern of intrusion, defamation, and blatant disregard for privacy. The tabloids, in their relentless pursuit of sensationalism, crossed the line time and time again, with little to no consequences. The media, a powerful tool that should be used to inform and educate, was instead weaponized for the sake of profit. Unsubstantiated rumours were peddled as facts, and the private lives of individuals were thrust into the public eye without consent. This isn't just a violation of personal space, it's an infringement of basic human rights. Prince Harry's legal battle served as a wake-up call, highlighting the extent to which some media outlets are willing to go for a story. It exposed a troubling trend of unethical practices that go unchecked and unpunished. But taking a stand against such practices comes with a hefty price tag. Legal battles are a marathon, not a sprint. They demand time, effort, and a significant financial investment. While Prince Harry had the resources to take on this fight, what about those who don't? Imagine an average person standing against a billion-dollar corporation. Does it sound like a fair fight to you? Let's delve into the reality of this David and Goliath scenario. The average person, perhaps someone like you or me, is armed with nothing but their truth. On the other side, we have the corporate Goliath, equipped with an arsenal of high-paid attorneys and seemingly infinite resources. The battlefield? The courtroom, a place where truth should prevail, but often it's the one who can afford the fight who walks away victorious. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The legal system, in theory, should be a tool for all, regardless of financial stature. But when the door to justice is locked behind a paywall, it's the average person who's left standing on the outside, looking in. Legal fees can be astronomical, often running into tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. For the average person, these figures aren't just daunting, they're prohibitive. This creates a chilling effect, discouraging the pursuit of justice due to the fear of financial ruin. But it's not just about the money, it's about the resources too. Powerful corporations have entire teams dedicated to handling legal battles. They have the time, the manpower, and the expertise to drag out cases for years, wearing down their opponents until they're forced to surrender. And what becomes of the average person amidst this legal warfare? Too often, they're left feeling powerless, their voices silenced by the sheer might of these corporations. Their stories go unheard, their injustices unaddressed, their rights trampled upon. This imbalance of power, this disparity in resources, creates an environment where the big players can behave with impunity, while those without the means to fight back are left vulnerable. The powerful continue their abuses, while the average person is left helpless. Is this the justice we talk about? It's a question that's worth pondering, a conversation that needs to continue, because justice should never be a privilege of the rich, but a right for all. Prince Harry's case isn't just about a royal figure fighting against the media. It's much more than that. It's about the relentless pursuit of justice, the struggle against power, and the right to privacy. It's a story that echoes in the lives of countless individuals who find themselves up against the Goliath of media corporations. This case has unveiled the grim reality of our justice system. It has shown us that even a figure as high profile as Prince Harry can find himself battling against the overwhelming costs of seeking justice. And if someone with such resources and influence can find himself in this predicament, what about the everyday citizens? What about the ordinary individuals who find themselves wronged, their privacy invaded, their reputation tarnished? Imagine, for instance, a teacher in a small town who finds herself the subject of false reports, or an entrepreneur whose business is jeopardized by slanderous articles. These individuals, unlike Prince Harry, don't have the means to hire top-tier lawyers or fund prolonged court cases. The costs of seeking justice, as highlighted by Prince Harry's case, can be prohibitively high. It's a sobering realization that the scales of justice may not be as balanced as we'd like to believe. Moreover, it's not just about the financial implications. The emotional toll of such battles can be equally, if not more, devastating. The stress, the public scrutiny, the uncertainty, it's a price too steep for many to pay. And yet, it's a price that must be paid if one is to stand up to these media giants. Prince Harry's case serves as a stark reminder that the justice system, in its current form, may be more of a privilege than a right. It underlines the urgent need for reform, for a system where justice is accessible to all, not just those with deep pockets. If someone as high profile as Prince Harry struggles with the cost, what chance does the average person have? This question underscores the urgency of the situation and the need for a collective response. Because justice, in its truest form, must be a right accessible to all, not a privilege for the few. This isn't just about Prince Harry. It's about fairness, accessibility, and accountability. But what needs to change? We are in an era where the scales of justice seem to tip heavily in favour of those with deep pockets. This isn't just a British problem, it's a global one. The current state of affairs within the justice system is one that cries out for change. It cries out for accessibility. It cries out for fairness. It cries out for a system where justice isn't just a commodity available to the highest bidder. In a world where the average person is pitted against billion-dollar corporations, the justice system should serve as a bastion of hope and fairness. But when the cost of seeking justice is so high that it becomes a barrier, we have to ask ourselves, what needs to change? Perhaps it is time to reconsider how legal fees are structured to ensure they don't serve as a deterrent to those seeking justice. Perhaps it's time to scrutinise media corporations, demanding transparency and holding them accountable for any unethical practices. Perhaps it's time to explore alternative dispute resolution methods that are cost-effective and efficient. But the changes we need go beyond just the legal system. We need a societal shift, a shift towards a culture that respects privacy and condemns character assassination, a shift towards a media landscape that values truth over sensationalism, a shift towards a world where justice is a right, not a privilege. Our call for change is a call for a justice system that is accessible to all, regardless of their financial standing. It's a call for a world where the average person can stand up against powerful corporations without the fear of being crushed under the weight of legal fees. Justice shouldn't be a luxury for the rich. Let's continue this conversation. What do you think needs to be done to make the legal system more accessible? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth discussions.